Hi everybody, this is Spear Jester with another cast, bringing you a cast from a couple of weeks ago. This is, what is this, MLG matchup between Liquid Huck and the infamous July, who was a pretty big Brew Wars player. I believe right now I'm also co-casting with POA's Sacred. Sacred?
What's up, guys?
Now, Sacred, you were a big Brew Wars player, weren't you? You casted some games back then too.
Yeah, I've actually casted many July games.
Now, I have actually not heard of July until this past MLG, but I do understand that he was a really good Brew Wars player. Did you get? How often did you get to see his games? Was he really that great?
About every time the GSL came around, God of War, man, that was his nickname. Just kind of rolled through everybody.
And have you seen any games of him lately playing in StarCraft 2? You feel like he's at the same level, or
I don't think he's at the same level. He played GSL August. I think he made it to the round of 16, and then got ousted by MVP, I believe it was. So, I mean, when you're going up against MVP, you're probably going to get ousted anyway, but wasn't much of a matchup.
right? I did not get to see MLG in August. I was just coming home from the deployment actually, and right now we see Huck opening up with the gateway. Yeah, it's pretty standard build so far from Huck. And as we see, July's opening up with a gas first, going with the pool. It looks like it was probably set at about 14-14. Pretty safe
Yeah,
opener.
I was watching. That's normally always his opener. And then um, lately he's been using a lot of Infester, like every other Zerg player. But
Yeah, every other Zerg player except for myself. I'm just stuck on Muling. I can't seem to make Roach Infestor work for me.
this is also post patch, so less fungal damage, no parasite, range decreased, and Immortals get their range increased. So we'll see how this plays out. And we got four Zerglings on the way. Metabolic boost coming out.
Huck is going ahead and chronoing out his warp gate, which is crucial in any matchup really, even for rushes such as 4-gate rush, which I'm not quite sure. I don't think is what we're going to see here. However, he is getting double gas. July Zerg taking his expansion at 21, I believe.
19.
19.
And he got the Zealot down to wall off from the early Ling pressure.
Yeah. Now, this is what July has. There's something I'd like to see more from our fellow compatriots over at POA. Um, Zerglings are so dirt cheap, and to see them used for scouting, it's a really great thing because you sit one in front of the ramp, you sit them at the towers, and just like if you lose them, it's just 25 minerals, and guess what? You got your scouting information. Now we got Huck here already expanding. 1 gate expand.
Ooh, we got 10 Zerglings on the way from July, and Metabolic Boost is done. I think that expand's going to get taken out.
Alright. Hopefully we'll see Huck cancel it here. If July gets forced to cancel, we'll
Here
definitely.
comes six Lings on the way with 12 on the back.
Now, with July being able to cancel that expansion, he's sitting pretty alright now because not only did he delay the expansion, but because Huck was planning on going for such a fast expansion, he didn't invest too heavily into gateways. As you can see, he's just now getting 4 gateways up.
Yep, and he's got 1 Zealot, 3 Sentry. I mean, he can force field off his ramp, but other than that, now 4 Sentry. Trying to go for a wall. And Zergling's pushing away. He's got himself walled in pretty nicely, though.
Right. And with
No Zergling run bys today.
no, I mean, July could easily get lucky, but at this level, I don't see Huck letting July get away so easily. Now it looks like July is going to be trying to break those rocks for the gold, so we probably see a fast third now that Huck's settled into getting his second.
Very sentry heavy Huck. It's a lot of gas invested into sentries.
I think at this point, however, the sentries are going to play a crucial role in helping defend his expo against any run bys. But it appears that he is pushing out, probably do some harassment at the natural there, but with July running directly toward the expo,
Here
Huck
come the Lings again.
is forced to pull back.
We're beginning more sentries.
Now this is actually a common play that I see when I do my ladder matches, sentry heavy, zealot heavy. It's really interesting, especially when you can lay down very effective force fields. Really annoying.
Oh yeah, if you have force field placement.
We are seeing July dancing around a little bit. I don't think he's too concerned about that push. He's going to head directly, with Roaches coming out, he's definitely not concerned about that push. He's going to be able to corner this little small engagement force. His lanes will come around and his Roaches will come and clean up. What's really going to...
Tech up and drop up.
Yeah. Oh, a little misclick there for the force field. Oh man, that's kind of funny.
And Huck got his expo down safely. Oh, here come the Lings. Nope, the Lings are running back to the base.
Yep, and Huck is coming out with more sentries now. At this point in the game, we see that Huck has about 37 workers flying.
Force fielded off the Roaches perfectly. Too many Lings, not enough Zealots. No, maybe.
Now, I know I'm in a matchup like this. Sentries are always the top priority for me. They're just so annoying, and they really cut down any force.
Oh, he's going to get this. Not expecting it. Ooh, nice force fields. Not a ton of energy on those sentries. Oh, and he traps a Roach.
Yep, in such a large number. Huck, if he plays, if he doesn't waste his force fields, he's going to be able to force field all day.
Oh, here it comes. He's got more Roaches trapped with Zerglings. Stalkers to reinforce.
Now, I think at this point, July's going to sit back and probably go for a third. Earlier, I thought that he was going to go for that gold, but not sure where if he feels comfortable taking that, especially since Huck does have map control right now. Has control over the center of the map, both vision-wise and force-wise. So sentry-heavy builds are really working out for him.
Huck's got his robo about halfway done, and he's going 2 gas in his expansion. Roach speed's also on the way. Taking down the rocks for his third.
Oh man, and those Zerglings are just getting chewed up by that large force. I don't think July lost too many Lings in that little micro engagement, but did lose quite a bit. And now he's breaking the rocks for the gold, but here soon we might see Huck making a push. Now, to be completely honest, so far I've only seen 2 games prior to this from July, and honestly, he might have been a great player in Brew Wars, but he just does not seem to be up at that level to take the MLG.
Yeah, this is his first time coming over from Korea to play in the MLG, so could not the GSL stage and the MLG stage are completely different. There's a lot more people at MLG, so you got to spend time with fans and
right. Now we do see Immortals on the being pumped out onto the field now that well, rather we do have just one Immortal, but that one Immortal is going to do so much damage against this amount of Roaches, especially with force fields. Is really going to hamper July. And it looks like Huk is trying to settle down in the gold on his side of the map.
Force fielding off a lot of the roaches. Roaches are trapped. The Immortal's just doing so much damage.
Yep, with the added range to the Immortals are starting to become what roaches were after they got buffed in their range quite a while ago. Forgot which patch that was, but it really changed the face of play. And I think Protoss players have been able to really capitalize on the added range that the Immortals have.
Oh yeah, as a Protoss player myself, I'm loving the Immortal range. They don't just dance around in the back now. They get up and take down any armored units.
Alright. Now this Burrowed Roaches against Force Fields is great. However, Huk does have that observer out there and it's not going to work out too well for July Zerg. I don't know why I keep calling him July Zerg. It's kind of weird.
That's what everybody else calls them. Julyzer, God of War. Unit counts, we got 53 probes to 40 drones. So Huk's ahead in the worker count. Very weird.
Yes, I find it very odd that July is playing so aggressively when he's clearly been losing every engagement so far. Surprised that he hasn't just taken a step back to take his third. As we see here, he does have a drone waiting at his prospective third. However, his economy is behind. See, he's only floating at about 100 minerals, and he's being forced to invest in more roaches. Where I think he ought to, yeah, he really doesn't have much of a choice. As the Huk is hunkering down and for the gold, and he is taking his third base. So this is not looking good for July.
Yeah, he needs to tech out of Roach. Because now that there's just too many stalkers, there's too many Immortals.
Now we do got the +1 on the roaches, but we also got +1 on the stalkers, the Immortals, and sentries. So I think if July could always try to tech up harder, making his roaches more effective, but being cut down by so many Immortals and such effective force fields, it's not working out for him. He really needs to not necessarily make a complete tech switch, but he needs to add a little more flavor to what his current unit composition is, because Mass Roaches, it can win games, but it's just not working out for him right now. And as you can see,
now we got Blink going down and Fester Pit going down for July. So there we go. Now he can tech the hive and get infestors out.
no.
Nothing going on. Just droning up at the moment. Looks like we might have one final engagement coming up soon.
With pathogen glands and research, we are going to see infestors on the fields. He is cooking up 12 more roaches, whereas Huk is getting around to gain more stalkers. This development and play, I really feel like Huk is so far ahead. If he just massed up a bunch of troops, I think even now he could probably take the game. And I think that's what we're about to see here.
Yeah. The Immortal count's just too high. 3 Immortals can take out so many roaches, especially with +1. And then there's Blink on the Stalker, so the roaches can't run, especially because they're off creep.
Yes, I don't believe he grabbed the upgrade for that, for the roach speed. It's very unfortunate. Continually denied creep spread as well.
Oh yeah, he has roach
He
speed.
does.
He got that pretty early. Force fielding off. There's gonna go a good amount of the roaches.
Oh man, his infestors are almost out, halfway done.
Blinks the Stalker's out of danger. +2, also about
think
halfway
we're
done for the Roaches, but I think it's just a little too
yeah, I
late.
think we're about to see the
That
GG.
Immortal with 9 kills, 10 kills for that
And
Immortal.
there's the GG. And this was the best of three
Immortal's down.
matchups. We are going to move on to the game number 2 between EG Huk and Startail July. What do you think July could have done to change the face of this matchup? I think he played too aggressively when he ought to have been macroing up after Huk went for that expansion.
Yeah, he played a bit too aggressively. It seemed like he didn't want to put down his third. He just kept pumping out too many Roaches, never had the minerals to get his third down. And then Infestors would have helped, but didn't pop out in time.
Yeah.
And just didn't tech up.
Yeah,
Gotta
look
tech
at
up.
the worker supply at the end game. Huk was at about 76 probes, and he was just so far ahead in the economy. And whereas July was just suffering, trying to just get hardly had enough minerals to supply for the roaches that he did have at his peak. So hopefully in the next game we see better play from July. He's such a good Zerg player. Unfortunately, he did not showcase it in this matchup. So we will be moving on to round 2. If July wants to move forward, he's going to need to take this next win. After Huk went for that expansion. Yeah, look at the worker supply at the end game. Huk was at about 70 was at 76 probes, and he was just so far ahead in the economy. And whereas July was just suffering, trying to just get hardly had enough minerals to supply for the roaches that he did have at his peak. So hopefully in the next game we see better play from July. He's such a good Zerg player. Unfortunately, he did not showcase it in this matchup. So we will be moving on to round 2. If July wants to move forward, he's going to need to take this next win. After Huk went for that expansion.
Yeah, he played a bit too aggressively. It seemed like he didn't want to put down his third. He just kept pumping out too many Roaches, never had the minerals to get his third down. And then Infestors would have helped, but didn't pop out in time.
Yeah.
And just didn't tech up.
Yeah,
Gotta
look
tech
at
up.
the worker supply at the end game. Huk was at about 76 probes, and he was just so far ahead in the economy. And whereas July was just suffering, trying to just get hardly had enough minerals to supply for the roaches that he did have at his peak. So hopefully in the next game we see better play from July. He's such a good Zerg player. Unfortunately, he did not showcase it in this matchup. So we will be moving on to round 2. If July wants to move forward, he's going to need to take this next win.